Mate, well, what can I say? Firstly, thank you for taking the time to have a chat with me, man. It's nice to kind of find a time that we're both free, mate, and we both catch each other.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. I know that I've been super busy. I've been like MIA for a while, so I do apologize.
Missing in action, bro. You are a hard person to get hold of, man.
It's the truth. It really is. Like, this job is crazy, bro. Like, it's so crazy. And I don't know how long it's gonna work out, but I'm really trying hard because it's a job. It's good money. You know what I'm saying? Like, the job itself is not bad. It's like things surrounding it. So
I would imagine it's quite a demanding job, mate. I mean, you're a delivery driver now for quite a reputable company in your country, and I would imagine it's quite a demanding job.
It's insane, you know, like, they have us delivering to, like, it doesn't matter what time. Like, I know there's somebody else within the company who was a driver who didn't get back to, like, 1 a.m. one night. And it's, like, crazy. It's like, no one needs their packages, like, you know, at midnight. Like, if they haven't gotten it by, like, Hazel, what's going on? How you doing?
How you doing, Sean? How you doing, Colin?
See you in the chat. Oh shit, what did I just do? I don't know how to get rid of this. Oh, there we go. Okay, sweet. Yeah, it's just, it's very demanding, and, you know, I'm having to learn how to balance, you know, because I was doing music full time for so long, and I wanted, like, time to be able to get out of the house and, like, you know, make some money and, like, things like that. So, but yeah, so I've just been, and then on top of that, you know, I've been working on this EP, and it's like, it's killing me. But I came up with an idea. Like, I think that I have a pretty decent idea. Like, I have 4 songs ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And the full EP originally was going to be like, I don't know, 6 to 7 tracks. But I don't want to rush those last few tracks. Those last, like, I guess, 2 oh, thank you, Colin. I appreciate that, bro.
Colin's a long time watcher of my, well, I say long time, I've not long been starting these, but since the start he's kind of been in all the streams. So shouts to Colin, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, I think I remember him from your TikTok live video.
I think that's kind of where he's came over from, the TikTok platform, yeah, but I think he's in the UK. I'm sure I'm right in saying that, Colin. Scotland rings a bell, I'm not sure, maybe Scotland. I could be wrong on that, though.
Nice.
So, bro, I know we've kind of jumped to the EP there, and I will get back to that in a second, but I'm going to give one of them cliche kind of questions here, mate. What I want you to do is just give a little introduction of yourself for people that haven't heard of you before, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So, my name is Bennett. And
let's get it.
That's right, it's Bennett. Let's get it. And I'm a pop R&B. Ooh, my eye. My contacts are bothering me, sorry. I am a pop R&B artist, and I basically do everything from start to finish. And I've been making music now for, I don't know, I can't tell you the years. It's I don't know, maybe like 5-6 years, I'd say. And
time flies when you're having fun, bro.
That's right, ain't it the truth? It really does. I feel like this year in particular, it's already like flown by. It's crazy. But, yeah. So that's pretty much my gig. And then, I mean, you and I met on Instagram, which I always love that story. It's such a good story.
I'm always keen to reach out to other people, mate, and I do keep an eye on kind of who's making movements and who's putting regular content up and stuff like that. But I like to kind of just sit in the background. And it was, I think me and you kind of, we followed each other on Instagram and then kind of watched the progression. And you know, your name was popping up more and more on my newsfeed with content and promo, because that's one thing that I fully rate you on, is your promo work and how you kind of present yourself. It's all very professional, and it does the job, mate. And yeah, I dropped you that message saying let's do something, and the rest is history, really, Bennett.
For sure, that's exactly how, and I think I sent you a track like maybe like an hour later, half an hour later. Like it was very short. Oh, you want to make some music? Yep. All right, here you go.
Yeah, it almost was too easy. I thought there was going to be a bit more of a let me win you over first. Let me show you what I can do, and you know. But it was almost just, you kind of welcomed it and was just like, yes, let's get on it. And that kind of, just me putting the odd verse on or 16 bars, that kind of England meets America thing, it just seems to work so well, mate.
Oh, I agree for sure. I think that our sounds work really well together. I've always said that. And I think overall we vibe really well on a song together as well. I think we've got a good balance between the two of us, so for sure.
Definitely, mate, definitely. So what age was you when you first got into music?
Ooh, I first got
tricky question, man. I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot here, bro. I did pre-warn you there'll be questions.
I don't know. I'd probably I think I've always been into some form of music, like even when I was a really young child, but I think I had to be like, I don't know, 13 or 14 when I was like, wow, I really like singing. Like this is something that, you know, the only other thing that I had in life really was basketball. Like athletics was like my thing, and the only other thing that really gave me any sort of like, you know, excitement to do was music. So I'd say like 13, 14 is when I really started like discovering that was something that I liked. And then I made my first song at like 18. So I would say like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah. Do you feel that with time you've kind of evolved as an artist as well, when you listen to your earlier stuff and how you were portraying yourself back then to now?
Oh, for sure. And
because don't get me wrong, there's times when I listen to some of my music and I'm just like, the cringe factor comes in and I'm like, oh man, but at that time, that was appropriate, you know, that was current, it was okay. But fast forward in 10 years, it's just like, wow, did I actually say that?
Right, yeah, no, it's so true. Hazel, I see you back to Cheetah Girl days. Hey, I love me some Cheetah Girls. Do you know that movie?
I don't, mate, I don't.
The Disney movie? It was like
Cheetah Girls?
Cheetah Girls? Yeah, it was like this
Cheetah Girls. Wow, man.
Like made for TV movie. They came out with like 3 of them. I was obsessed. Things like that got me into music, because I was like, yo, like I want to like spend like every second singing, everywhere I went dancing.
Yeah. Star of the show. Give me two words, Bennett. Give me 2 words that will best describe your style.
I'd say eclectic, because I do a lot of different stuff.
Definitely.
Eclectic and I don't know, energetic, because I feel like there's some pump up factor in my music. You know what I'm saying? Like I
know what you're saying, mate. I do know what you're saying, and that kind of shows, that does reflect in your music, because and the way you carry yourself in your promotion as well. It's energetic. It's current. It's always there. You know what I mean? You put it on, and there's always a snippet of a song or an interview that you've done with someone and stuff. It's cool, man. It's really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I pride myself. If there's one thing that we've got to do with this whole music thing, it's like consistency and making sure that the content that's being posted is engaging and it catches the eye and attention. And I spent a lot of time learning how to do those things, I guess, properly. I don't know if properly is the right word, but in an organized fashion to really push the, you know, where I could go with especially my Instagram. I mean, that's really the only social media that I don't know, take seriously. Like I'll get on Twitter sometimes, but it's like really rare. And Facebook is, I don't think I ever touched Facebook. Maybe some, I don't know.
Yeah, Instagram's quite an important one, I think, personally.
Yeah. And like TikTok, I tried so hard getting into TikTok. I really did. I couldn't do it.
Thing is, I've kind of utilized TikTok as, like, people around here, they'll sign up to TikTok and they'll be doing the mimes and the dances in front of them. That's not what I'm about. So I've used TikTok as a platform for my music, even if it is just snippets of my music videos, snippets of the BBC interviews, and just put them up. And I've kind of built a following just off the promotional work. So I haven't actually had to step in front of the camera and mime.
That's what's up. I mean, look, that's the way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to see that. It's like, I don't know. That's the thing that sucks about the industry because, oh, my bad. Hold on. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? Wait, no. Okay. I lost my train of thought. So my boss just texted me my schedule for next week. I don't even.
Don't worry, bro. Don't worry.
That threw me off completely. That just like.
No, that's cool, mate. It's cool. Let's go to lockdown, because, like, for me myself, the start of lockdown, I spoke with a friend and my head was in a right mess because of the uncertainty, worry, anxiety, and a friend kind of said to me, turn all these kind of negative thoughts into a positive, make one positive thing to come out of lockdown. And that's where I kind of stepped to hip hop, and there's been no looking back from it. So for you, was there any benefits with your music with lockdown?
Yeah, I think I got to experiment a lot.
You had more time, I guess.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I had we all had time to, like, basically do nothing. And so with that time, I spent a lot of time learning different things, like within music, outside music. I really wanted to come out of lockdown with a more, I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but I just wanted to come out of lockdown having grown as a person, not just like sit for I can't even remember. It was so long that I can't even remember how long, like, in total. Lockdown. How long was lockdown for you guys? I think for us it was like a few months. Was it? No, it wasn't a few months.
It kicked in the UK on March the 23rd, which was my birthday, so I won't forget that. But it kicked in the UK on March the 23rd. And as of this coming Tuesday, I think it is, they're scrapping the masks, they're scrapping social distancing, and they're kind of leaving it to the people to use their own initiative. Now, the trouble with the people in the UK, there's a lot of the population that don't use their own initiative, Bennett. So we're putting the trust of our health in other people's hands.
Right.
You know, and the tricky thing with me is, mate, because
it was way too long.
Because, like, with lockdown, and they shut all the nightclubs. Nightclubs, as of right now, still aren't open. So the people that were making their money DJing, hosting, they've obviously had a massive dent in their pay. So rightly so, a lot of my lads are absolutely gagging to get back out there and get back into work in the nightclubs. But to me, because I've had so long of just doing this in a studio and putting it out and not having that live thing, it scares me, mate. I'm not going to lie, like, but it raises my anxiety being back in a club, full capacity, sweat dripping from the roof. And yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I can't blame you. Those things get packed, so it's like people on top of people. Like when it's
before COVID, Bennett, I wouldn't have even thought about it, bro. Before COVID, this wouldn't have even entered my head. But now it's like it's all I can think.
Like, I don't know. Like, I went to what do you call it? I went to Atlantic City what was it, last week, and I didn't wear a mask. What the fuck is this? I mean
had you vaccines, bro?
Yeah. Oof.
You got built-in 5G now, mate. Congratulations.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. I tell you what, let's swerve away from the COVID. It was always going to drop into conversation, but let's swerve away from the COVID. All right. Let me see what I've got here. Off the top of your head, mate, have you got any up-and-comers, whether they be in your country and somewhere else, that you're particularly into at the moment?
Yeah, for sure. So there's
Drop me a
this
few
guy.
names.
Yeah, so there's a couple people. I got a few features on this EP from artists that I really like. There's this guy named Quick. He is super dope. He's this great rapper, and I just thought that I had done this song, and I was like, this is really like missing something. You know, when like you make a song, you're like, there's just something, I just need one more thing to like make this complete. And then I happened to hop on Instagram and hear one of his songs, and I was like, wow, like his voice might sound really good with the melody that I put into the beat itself. So I sent him the track, and he sent me back this really sick verse, and I was like, this is something else. And then there's another guy, his name is Why Are You Vexed? He's also on the EP on this song called Right Back to You. Super talented, and we met also on Instagram, funny enough. And he had asked me to do a feature for him, and I was like, sweet, let's go. And then when I was trying to like get songs put together for features and stuff, he popped in my head, and so then it was like history. So then it's basically the same thing as Quick, sent him the track, and I mean, he killed it.
So what track's that called, mate? Is that available on Spotify? Can I check that out?
It's gonna be on the EP, and the EP is going to drop. Let me see the calendar. If I gotta send it to Sonny, that's my boy from work. Shout out to Amazon. No shout out to Amazon. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar real quick. Okay, the 7th, 8th. I originally wanted to release it the 23rd, but realistically, that's not gonna happen. So I think I'm gonna do the July 30th.
Okay.
It's gonna be 4 tracks. It'll be like a part 1 and part 2. Oh, that's what I was saying before. That I lost track of. I'm gonna split it up instead of rushing. Like I want all the songs essentially go together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to like not release the ones that aren't done yet. I just want to take more time, but I really am in a place where I have people asking for music, which is like a first for me. So like that feels, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a nice feeling. So I definitely don't want to disappoint.
That's a great feeling. That is a great feeling when there's people that actually, it's in demand, your music, you know, that's great.
For sure.
I found with a few of my tracks that there's tracks that I've put out that I thought, well, you know, this is, it's good, but it's not as good as that track 2 months ago. But people have come up to me and gone, you know what, this track that you've got here, this is your best yet. And then I've released another one, and that same person's come up to me and gone, this is actually your best yet. And that's good to know that they feel like I'm knocking it up a gear each time. And I think that's what you're doing with yours too. They only seem to be getting better. So well done on that, mate.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I mean, for sure with you too, I've definitely noticed that. Like, the last few tracks that you've released, definitely, and even that one that you sent me the other day, I was like, whoa, okay, like stepping that shit up. Like that beat was fire. You fit so well on top of it, and I was like, wow, okay, like do that shit, do it.
Yeah. It's different, isn't it? But I think if I'm putting myself out there as a multi-genre artist, I need to step out of the box sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely important. Try different things out, see what works, what you like, what people are receptive to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent so many years just releasing. I mean, even this year alone, I released like a track every week since like the beginning of January. And
wow.
even though that was great, you know what I'm saying? I got to test the waters and see what people like and like things like that. So it worked out for me, you know. But now I've kind of gotten an idea. Like I just feel like Lightning was probably one of my best tracks like that I've released this year. And that's why it took me so long with like the EP, because I felt like I had to top that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and for me that was really difficult because I was just like, yo, like Lightning is, and I'm not like this about my own music. I'm very like humble and I try to stay focused on, you know, the
This
next
is your
thing.
chance to pick yourself up, mate. So do your thing.
But fucking Lightning is such,
It's
it's
killer.
such a good song.
Yeah,
And
it is.
that's, oh, also I put that on the EP because I was
Okay.
like, you know what, that so many people like that song that I can just do some type of like, oh, you know, it features like, it's funny when I was planning on this, I was thinking from like the promotional aspect to like give something people are familiar with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like, oh, let's throw this track on, and they'll be like, oh, sweet, so this is on there. So there's gonna be other music that is like it to get them excited for it. Like if that makes
yeah.
sense. So
Yes, mate. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man.
I'm excited for it.
And the good thing with collaborations is the people that you're collaborating with, they have all got collective kind of audiences of their music as well, haven't they? So
Oh,
it
for
opens up all
sure.
different avenues.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's.
That was the beauty with when me and you worked together. You know, I was having people from my kind of UK hip hop scene saying, "Wow, it's amazing that you've got someone American on a track. That's awesome. You know, it sounds so good." And I don't know whether you had comments like that in America saying about the UK sound. It's, you know,
Oh,
it
for
just worked.
sure. For
It just
sure.
worked.
Anyone who I asked or gave me any sort of feedback on secrets and even the track that I did with Abby, like um they just said that the sound worked so well together, like it was so cohesive, like there was no like unbalanced about the two. Like sometimes when you do, like for example, I did this one song called Empire Mind with this French like artist, I guess that's what you call him. No shade, that sounded really shady, but I didn't mean it like that. And like he started rapping in French, and at first I was like, well, I don't know about this. Like my audience, I don't think this would fit my audience. But then I was like, you know what? Like screw it. Like we'll pick up a whole new audience. How about that? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But
You find you probably got a few French followers off that.
I mean, I hope so. That's the only thing. Oh no, I guess Spotify does tell you where your followers are.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it does. That's the
Instagram
beauty
does
of.
too. Yeah.
There's this. I think I don't know if you've got it, but there's a Spotify for Artists app on Android
Mhm.
and iPhone, and that kind of gives you a bit of a lowdown of where they're coming from.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, and that was the beauty with that. That kind of blew me away, you know. Just because I'm new to kind of putting tracks to Spotify. I've always been old school and like hard copies and things like that, you know. But with times are changing, I've kind of had to move on. No matter how much I didn't want to, I've had to kind of move over to that side. And yeah, going onto my Spotify for Artists and seeing that a track that I made in my sleepy village has been streamed in like 31 different countries.
Yeah.
Madness, crazy,
For
you know.
sure. Yeah. No, I totally agree. It definitely is a good feeling. Like something that you love is receptive to somebody else, and like I don't know. That's why I make music. It's for, you know, the people. I want to please them and give them something that they can listen to and feel good about. And
Hmm.
if my music can inspire, then I've done my job. You know.
Definitely, definitely. A few more questions then, mate. Right, are there any pros and cons to right, so living where you are living at the moment, are there any pros and cons as an artist living in this particular area?
So I really don't have a lot of pros. I will say that. if I was still living in New York City, it would be a different situation. But
Yes.
because I'm in Connecticut, fucking Connecticut. I'll give you the pro. I mean, because the cons are endless.
Oh, you haven't got all night then, no?
No, the only thing I will say with the pros is that I have my own space to make my music. Oh shit, Bryn. I haven't heard from Bryn in a long time. I have space to shoot my music videos. You know, my parents let me use the basement to like build sets, and they really let me get like, you know, well into the whole creative thing, and they don't give me a problem. I have my own, like I said, my own workspace, my own computer, so I can do all my own recording. So I'm really not missing out on much because this has also been a great opportunity to learn something new, you know, like engineering and producing. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on what's going on out there because there really isn't much. I live in a very small town that's like has almost nothing in it. It's got like a gas station, a bakery, a school. You know, like it's like you're. I don't know.
I suppose if you're comparing it to New York in any way, there's going to be a massive difference in that.
Oh my gosh!
Massive difference.
When I moved up here, it was the biggest shock of my life. Literally, like I was like, "What am I doing?" Yeah, no, that was.
You think one day you'll get back, bro?
I don't know. We'll see. Like I think if the city maybe cleans itself up, and like you know my music does well, and I'm required to be in the city a lot, then that's different. Then yeah, I don't really want to be commuting like every single day. Where I live now is only like I don't know 45 minutes, an hour from the city, so it's not that far. So I don't know. I really don't know. Like I as much as I have a hard time enjoying it up here, I have gotten used to it. So I don't know how well I would do in the city. Yeah, like going to visit. I don't mind visiting, you know, but I don't know if I'd necessarily live in the city again.
See, I don't know if it's the same with you out there. I presume it is because of how big New York is. But where I'm from, in Telford, you've got Telford, which is a small kind of town, but only half an hour's drive is Birmingham. And Birmingham is where you have a lot of the, it's a bigger platform for music artists. If you're from Birmingham, there is so much more of a chance for you to get that platform and shoot up. But because I've been from Telford, it's you have to put a lot more hard work in to get people kind of on your side to get them to listen up. So we've had to work, you know, Telford artists have had to work so much harder. Whereas if I was in the big city of Birmingham, or even London, you know, you've already got that platform of being in that kind of area where big things are happening on a daily basis. Yeah,
no, that's such a good point too. Like I think it's great. Like we have the internet and like all that stuff, you know, Spotify, ways for us to like put our music out there. But yeah, there is something about being in a major city when it comes to the music. Like it almost feels like that's where you need to be. You don't really, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's like you want to be there every second because you know that your chances are sometimes greater of you know you can push more. I feel like, you know, like I started my career when I lived in the city, and that was, I mean, just even like the nightlife, being able to go out and perform like wherever I really wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like up here there's like a I don't know what's down there, like a coffee shop. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it's like the gas station, a couple restaurants. Like there's nothing around here, you know. So yeah, no, for sure, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, it's almost having that, being from them certain places will almost give you that greater chance of actually doing stuff.
For sure.
Let's have a look. What advice would you give up and coming artists who want to get noticed within the scene, Bennett?
Um,
I'm testing you today, bro. I'm so sorry.
no, that's a really good question. I'll be honest. The question that I get a lot, which is where I thought you were gonna, you got more specific with it. I usually get asked, what one piece of advice would you give up and coming artists who want to, um, who like want to basically, do what you're doing.
Okay.
And what was yours again? Sorry, I'm exhausted today.
No, it's cool, man. Just advice to up and coming artists who want to get noticed within the scene.
Oh, there you go. Get noticed.
Want to put their footprints in the scene,
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's a great question. Like how to actually do it. I think just being present and like you talk about my promotion on my Instagram all the time, like things like that. Staying consistent, having really good structured content that looks professional, putting yourself out there. Like you can't half-ass it. That's one thing I had to learn, you know what I'm saying? Like I spent a long time like, okay, I'm just gonna make this music and hope it gets heard or whatever. No, like you've gotta like really get on your shit every day, your social media, and just work the hell out of it. Use it to your advantage. That's what it's there for, you know what I'm saying? So and then even more specifically to get noticed, like there are things you have to do. Like I've spent hours on Instagram going through like record labels followers to find like the A&R, and then following the A&R, and then going through their followers to find their, like their assistants and things like that. Because at the end of the day, if you want to get signed to a major label, those are the people that are going to need to hear your music in order to get signed. So I spend a great deal of time like messaging, emailing. Like I don't do a whole lot of business on Instagram. Like I try not to DM unless it's like, like friends like you or like, somebody else or whatever. But for the most part, when it comes to actual business, I do everything off social media. I just don't trust it. So yeah,
it's not the most reliable, is it?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Well, I had a question here, mate, which is what's more important, releasing albums or releasing singles?
Definitely. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's cool. What do you think of this one?
So I'd say if you're just starting out and you're trying to build up a fan base, I'd say just stick to releasing singles. I say that because singles are easier to market. They're easier to promote. If you have an album of 6 songs or, an EP of 6 songs without an established fan base, the likelihood of you being able to market those 6 songs successfully is slim to none, because you're just going to have music sitting there, with nobody to listen to. And in fact, they'll probably listen to maybe one to 3 of those 6 songs. They won't even sit through the whole project. So
because let's face it, most albums you always have 2 or 3 that are your favorite go-tos.
Absolutely.
And the others, do get left behind, unfortunately.
For sure. And so that's why I say stick with singles until you've at least developed some sort of fan base, a steady community of supporters. Otherwise, like I said, your music's just gonna sit there, and that hard work that you put into it is gonna be really for nothing, because the only person that's listening is the person who made it.
I totally agree. When I kind of first came onto this, I was just thinking, I've got to make an album, and my whole kind of outlook was based on what kind of album, the content and whatnot.
Right.
And a good friend of mine, my producer Sean O'Hanlon, actually got in touch with me, and he said, put all your effort of thinking of this album into each individual single, because they will go a lot further. You know what I mean? A certain track will go a lot further than whacking out 11, 12 track albums a time, because things are going to get missed.
For sure. Yeah, no, that's excellent, excellent advice. And yeah, even now, like I spent the last year and a half like really growing my fan base, and even now I'm a little bit nervous about releasing an EP. But I'm confident with the music, so I guess that's really all that matters. And yeah.
Mate, I can't lie. I'm really looking forward to hearing it, man. Really looking forward to hearing
Thank
it.
you. I
I'll be waiting
appreciate
for that to
that.
drop, mate.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
sure.
Only a few weeks, so I'm gonna start promotion for it next week.
And is that going to go across all distributors when it's out?
Yeah, yeah. I use DistroKid, so you know that they put that on everything.
DistroKid's, yeah. DistroKid is good for it. It's good for it
For
because the
sure.
distribution outlets, even TikTok, Bennett, do you know what I mean? Each time you do a track, it will go to TikTok and
Yep.
people can actually use them videos as their sounds. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where, like, with the new track that we're doing, speaking to the producer of that track, he mentioned about perhaps taking it to a label, that track. Now, I've always been independent, Bennett. I've always kind of done my own stuff. I've been solely responsible for everything that I do. If I cock up, it's my doing. And it's all tried and tested, you know. So I'm nervous on whether to actually keep going independent, because I asked about the positives of it being signed to the label, and the information I had back was just the outlets that it was going to be distributed to. Now, if you put DistroKid on the table, it's the same outlets, to be fair. It's the same outlets as what DistroKid would be doing. So I ain't sure whether to kind of go that route or approach a label.
Yeah,
So,
I think I've just always wanted to sign to a label. I think just as the direction that I want to see my career, just me personally.
yep.
The way that I want to do things, I know I would really benefit from having a label behind that. So for me, and I've thought about that for a while. I've thought always like, oh yeah, I'll stay independent, like full rights, whatever. Like I can, cash in on all the credit and all that stuff. And that was nice for a while, but now that like I'm starting to pick up a little bit, like I think it's time for some extra help.
Thing is, with the stuff that me and you do, it's at times it's a one-way street, isn't it? At times it's just kind of you're just putting your time, your effort, your money, your time, your effort, and that it just snowballs, doesn't it? And at times you feel like you're not getting anything back. And not that we're doing this to have everything laid out on a plate for us. That's not the case at all. But there is times when you just feel that you're putting 100% in and you're getting nothing else back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no,
but,
I definitely agree with that for sure.
But yeah, that's all my questions really, mate. I want to thank you for obviously passing through, and it's good to have a catch up with you aside from everything else.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a minute. I haven't talked to you in I feel like a long time. Like it's been a few months.
It has been a few months, mate. Yeah. It's all about catching two people in different sides of the world at the right time.
That's right. Yeah. Sometimes I forget.
And we did arrange this for last week, didn't we? Or was it the other day when it was Independence Day, wasn't it, for you guys? So.
Yeah. And I went over to my sister's. I had to go over to my sister's house. Yeah. Yeah, my bad.
It's good. It's good that you've got quite a tight unit as a family, mate. I can tell you're a family guy. I've always been able to kind of pick them vibes up from you. Family's important, man.
Oh, for sure. Family is everything. Family definitely comes first in my book. And shout out to my mom. My mom just had surgery today, and
I hope that went well, bro.
Oh, it went well, thank God. Like she's like up and walking around. Like I could not believe that shit. Like she had a torn. Yeah, she had a torn meniscus. And like
I can't say I've even heard of what that is. What even is that?
It's like it's like either a muscle or a tendon or like a piece of cartilage in your knee. And if you like, you can basically tear it just stepping down the wrong way. But with my mom has always had bad knees, so this is just kind of like a continuation of an injury that really couldn't go on any longer without being surgically repaired.
Yep.
But yeah, so when she came back to the house with my dad earlier, and I went to meet them to help her in the house, she gets out of the car by herself. She's up walking around. I was like, you need to sit down. Like,
Uh,
making herself lunch. I'm like, you need to sit down. You just had knee surgery. Like, what are you doing?
yeah, wow. They don't stop, do they, mate?
No, she just I think she's in bed now, probably. Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, bro, thank you so much for passing through, mate. I really
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it. And I will catch up with you soon.
For sure, bro. All right. Have a good
Respect,
rest of
Bennett.
your day.
You too, man. Take
Thank
care,
you.
bro.
See you later.
See you later.